One of the most popular cocktails to come out of the Caribbean was a cocktail that most people have never heard of today, and those that have heard of it have probably never experienced it. The Green Swizzle has not been lost to time, but the key ingredient that makes it a Green Swizzle is pretty hard to come by these days. Almost all mixed drinks in the West Indies are called swizzles because almost all mixed drinks are mixed with a swizzle stick. That is according to the Statesman Journal from Salem, Oregon in 1908. The Statesman Journal goes on to say that the swizzle makes the best cocktail because it blends the ingredients thoroughly. A swizzle cocktail is colder, milder, and smoother than any other kind. Long ago, that swizzle that was more famous than any other swizzle was the Green Swizzle, a drink made with rum, Falernum, and Wormwood Bitters. The Oxford Companion attributes the drink to either the Bridgetown Club in Barbados or the Queen's Park Hotel in Trinidad, where the Green Swizzle predates the Queen's Park Swizzle. Other recipes from that time were the Red Swizzle that used Angostura instead of the Wormwood Bitters. And in David Wondrich's book, Imbibe, he shares accounts from the early 1900s where the consensus on what a swizzle is and what a swizzle is not is kind of all over the place. Some say to make it with rum, some say gin, others say whiskey, some call to use Angostura bitters, Caribton, or Wormwood bitters. And when it comes to Wormwood bitters, your options are pretty limited. Cocktail Kingdom sells the Berkshire Mountain Distillers Wormwood Bitters, and there are one or two other commercial options that you might be able to find. Alternatively, you can make your own, and David Wondrich has a recipe in Imbibe, and you can also find a recipe from Darcy O'Neill at Art of Drink. Those who have taken on this drink in the modern era have often opted for absinthe, which you can do, but that's not really the same thing. While absinthe contains wormwood, it also contains many more herbs and spices, and the Green Swizzle recipes I've seen from long ago don't ever call for absinthe. So what about Pernod? That might make a decent sub from time to time for absinthe, but it would not work since it misses the one thing that we need from the Wormwood bitters, which is wormwood. So let's make that first version of the Green Swizzle that showed up in 1908, the Green Swizzle that is strained into a cocktail glass. I'm going to start with 1 tablespoonful of Falernum, 2 tablespoonfuls of rum, and 1 dash of Wormwood bitters. It does call to use shaved ice, but I'm using cracked ice instead. Next, I'll strain this into a cocktail glass, and here you go. A Green Swizzle from the early 1900s. This is the smallest cocktail glass that I own, so cheers. It's not unusual for a cocktail like this to not have lime juice. It's using the Falernum. Falernum, historically, and even the recipes you make today, is going to have lime in it, including lime juice. So it's getting a more sort of shelf-stable, longer-lasting syrup with spice in it. The Wormwood bitters come through. On their own, they are exceptionally bitter. I haven't done like a side-to-side blind taste test and all the bitters I have, but in a bitter, they're very bitter, and it brings some of that like earthy, mentholy, like some of those things you get in absinthe, but it is not the same as absinthe or Pernod. But I can see from just trying this how if you were in a tropical climate at a time where you would wear a suit for whatever reason, that having something like this would be very cool and refreshing. There's that like minty astringency that is pleasant in a cocktail. It's not too sweet, and then the rum is just kind of there as ABV. It kind of gets blown out by everything else. But I think next we should make one more version of the Green Swizzle in the way that we're more accustomed to making swizzle. Start with 2 dashes of Wormwood bitters, 1 ounce of lime juice, 1 ounce of Falernum, and 1.5 ounces of a white rum. All right, let's try another Green Swizzle. Cheers. super sharp. The lime juice, the falernum, that provides a nice sharpness, which I like. I like a cocktail that's super sharp. Not every drink needs to be like that, but I like when you have that occasionally. I've said here before that I don't love absinthe, and I think that gets taken out of context, as in I just don't like absinthe. I don't like putting absinthe into cocktails where absinthe takes over everything. And most cocktails, I find that absinthe does that. If it's an absinthe cocktail, I like that. If it's kind of just pushing through and bulldozing everything else, that's what I don't prefer. This has a familiarity to absinthe, but not absinthe. But this is giving me the vibe of an old time, old town, dusty road, like sarsaparilla, like that mintiness that you get from old root beers and even modern root beers, without the vanilla, obviously. Not like the Languid Bell, which we made here before, the tropical standard cocktail, but it's so refreshing. The tartness, that minty licorice flavor that's coming through. I'm kind of loving this, to be honest with you. This is a great palate cleanser as well. Like it just cuts through everything. For those sticklers that want to know every detail, Wormwood Bitters, fresh lime juice, tropical standard falernum, providing a lot of spice and flavor, and then Hamilton 87 white rum. This comes from a time period where I don't associate, exceptionally delicious cocktails, not because they couldn't make them then or they didn't like them, but because drinking culture at the time was not about what it is now, which is like it can be kind of snooty, but also just so complex. Like at some points in time in our history, drinking was about drinking. It was about like getting the booze into your body, and sometimes the booze you were putting in your body was pretty awful and off-putting and not pleasant at all. So you cover that up as much as you can. And I find this to be actually delicious. Simple cocktails, simple ingredients in a swizzle. It's not better than a Queen's Park swizzle. It's just different. It's not better than a chartreuse swizzle. It's just different. But I think if you like those flavors that I've described, that sort of minty, mentholy, spicy combination of flavors, then I think it is worth it to get yourself a bottle of the Wormwood Bitters, wherever you can find them, because it's exceeded my expectations. But it's just simple. It tastes great and it's delicious. So that is it for this one. The Green Swizzle. It's great. I think that you're probably going to like it. And you can always adapt this recipe to better fit what you like. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like below. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to support this channel more, I have a Patreon page. And otherwise, I'll see you on the next one.